all, I think that's probably the first e4 game I've played in like 9 years.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I
thought
felt
you were
like
a D4 player.
yeah,
maybe.
absolutely. I haven't even online. I don't really play e4. It was just that the tournament so far hasn't really gone the way I liked it, and I wanted to change something.
All right.
And well, I decided to play e4, and I already was expecting him not to go for his usual mainline like open Spanish or some Spanish bishop c5. So yeah, he went for Rossolimo.
Is this something you expected?
Yeah, I mean, it's something he used to play like a few years ago, so of course I was kind of ready, and also it's nice for me because that's a structure I know from black side, yeah, with reverse colors from c4, knight f6, knight c3, e5. I play with black, so it's a similar structure that I get.
see.
Of course, yeah, I'm playing for advantage, but still it's similar, and it's not really like the complete e4 madness in terms of structures that I might not really have any experience with.
All right. I mean, I tried to argue here. You're going to have to forgive me. I thought maybe short castle and bishop c6 is inaccuracy because I had a ridiculous idea that keeping the king in the center gives the possibility to castle both ways at the same time. But you had a different idea. You kept the knight on b1. Can you maybe explain a bit your thought process here?
No, I think castle is just better move order because
Okay.
you get rid of some early queen c7 move orders. Yeah, so basically, let's say you could get some bishop c6, d or bc castle queen c7, for example.
Ah, that's because of b takes on c6.
Or d. I mean, I'm not sure. Somewhere there are some early queen c7. I think with bc probably. Yeah.
Aha. And there's the queen c7
Yes,
ideas.
I think that's.
I
I
see.
think that's also what Prague played. Yeah, usually he played. I think he played this kind of ideas or d c6 with queen c7. But yes, somehow with queen c7 at least.
Right. D takes.
I mean, the point is that, of course, with e5, it's different here, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, as in the game, of course, d5 also, e5 is a move, but it's not mainline, yeah? Then I will start pushing early a3, b4 immediately, and I think it's kind of comfortable.
I was absolutely sure that you have deeper ideas than me here, so yeah, it was really fun to follow. And this entire sequence of keeping the knight on b1, is this a new concept or it's already been played before?
No, but I think it's, like, more or less mainline, yeah?
Yeah, no,
At
I
least
thought the
to
main
be-
line's like knight c3, d3, and h3, no? Or it's like a very old main line.
No, but I think that's against queen c7, yeah?
Okay, maybe it's mixing me up.
Yeah, I think it's against queen c7, because here, I mean,
Alright.
I think it's important that I don't give him the setup with knight f6, knight d7, followed by e5.
All right.
Yeah, this I don't really want to play. So that's why I play rook e1, yeah, so that he doesn't get knight d7, e5.
Yeah.
And of course he has the opportunity to play bishop g4, but also that's basically getting rid of the only advantage you have. So it's like you can play it, but I understand that I think castle is
And after
normal.
bishop g4, you play something like knight e2?
Or h3.
Or
yeah.
h3 immediately?
I'm not sure.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
h3,
Knight
knight e8.
e8. And now we get some kind of similar, yeah, as I said. You could get this like with several tempi up with reversed colors. So yeah, of course I think knight c7 is more or less main move, but of course, yeah, I think at some point he also wanted to get me out of theory because he thought, well, no, it's the first time the guy plays e4 in such a long time, so as long as he's in prep, he's playing well, but afterwards, who knows? Yeah, which
Right,
I think is a very fair
All
point.
right. e6, a4.
Yeah, I'm not sure about a4 already,
No?
yeah, because I mean, I think if I can include a4, a5, I like to include, but then it was a huge question for me where to put this bishop, because I liked this idea of putting the bishop to h6 in general, yeah, what I did in the game, but okay, I can do it in so many move orders, and also it's a question what he's actually trying to do, whether he's trying to play a setup of knight c7, knight e6, or knight c7, knight d5, or knight c7, bishop e6, bishop d5, there's also such a setup, and in general, I was trying to kind of have a waiting position so that I make sure that I'm still flexible against what he's doing.
All right.
But yeah, I'm not sure about bishop f4. Like knight c7,
Yeah, but it did work for you in the end, no?
yeah, it did work. But for example, the question is, let's say if he plays knight d5 here, then what exactly is my move?
Same?
Yes, probably, and then I'm not sure, yeah, because now he has some f. But it's,
Something similar as in the game, except he
yes,
traded
but
bishop.
you trade the bishops, which I'm new, also relatively new. I didn't know, but I felt that actually exchanging bishops could be. I would, if I was him, I would like to exchange these guys, simply because also whenever with the bishops there, I always had some ideas like ef6, ef6, and the d6 square became very weak in the game.
Yeah, what came in the game, I see. Right.
That was.
Right.
But yeah, f6 also it's tricky. Because I think if I go with a knight to c3, he will try to play with knight e6 probably rather than knight d5. But yeah, I thought knight is nicely placed on c4, but it's a.
Okay,
weird
here we
situation.
saw on the live cam, we were like surprised. I mean, what is G5?
No, I was, but it's already very. I was thinking probably knight d5 is an option, but the question is already knight d5. There's always the point like e6 is a move or not, and I was absolutely not sure about it. Like it could, e6 is a move that can lose you a game, but that can also win you the game.
Yeah.
So I was, and I mean also from his side, it's kind of tricky to allow. I mean, in the game he also allowed it, but I think under better circumstances, because in the game when he allowed it already.
About here, yeah, there was this very big moment about e6, and
Yeah.
also the engine was like screaming e6,
E6,
should be
yeah.
the move. But what was the reason why you didn't like it?
Yeah, the reason is that I didn't like to give him the option of bringing his queen with queen e8. Yeah, because as long as I keep the tension, he can't go queen e8 because I have e takes f6.
Aha.
So that's why I didn't play e6.
So
But
now-
I absolutely had e6 on my radar as an option, and it might have been just better than what I did. But I
Yeah.
also didn't really see his plan. Yeah, it's so weird. He just pushed g5, h5, but I didn't really see his next move.
Right.
Because I mean, he can include h4, bishop h2, but still, then what next?
Yeah.
So I thought that regrouping this queen from c1, activating the rooks, made quite a lot of sense. Yeah, and then somewhere around here.
I
queen
think
e2
also
is
here
bad.
engine was giving. Maybe it was here. Maybe here e6 really was liked by
Yeah,
them.
yeah. No, of course e6 is. But it's so weird. You give up all squares. Yes, you don't really have squares. The only idea I have is basically to push d4, and long term you can also see yourself getting killed on the king side. At least I was. Yeah.
Right.
But I understand. Anyway, I was happy with my position, but probably engine had. But what was his idea of the queen? Can we check?
No, I mean engine says there's some g4.
Okay, but
it's-
g4, h,
yeah.
g,
Then it changes its mind and says
knight
we're still doing
h4, yeah, f5, e6. This is what I wanted to play. Because I thought, first, f4 is very dangerous, but f4,
great.
bishop
Maybe knight
h,
g6 first.
and that's not true. Knight g6, f4 maybe. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he might like sacrifice this exchange, knight f8, queen f8, and then come with some. I think
Mhm.
fg probably.
FG
Yeah, and
also
then
has a
this
move.
bishop is weird. With bishop f5 coming, he has compensation. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, still, I don't believe he can really be better here, but it's possibly dangerous. So.
Right. All right. So bishop f5
Yeah,
played.
and d4.
D4 is
Oh, but
intended.
around here it felt like it has to be completely winning. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then what it did was extremely bad.
Take 6, knight b4. Yeah, and
Yeah,
here's the
here,
critical moment, e6. Okay, can
6
you
is-
walk through your thought process?
Yeah, I'm not sure about e6 already. The thing is that already I was considering whether to take dc5 before rook d1 or not, which was connected to the question how I would react to knight b4. Let's say dc, bc, rook d1.
Yeah.
Yeah, here I thought knight b4. And then, okay, how do I win? Obviously, I have no issues whatsoever. Yeah, I can take ef6, ef6 after d6 for a lot of beautiful options, but how to win exactly, I didn't see. And I actually thought that what I play in the game is winning, but I miscalculated something. So
Right.
I thought that all of this, okay, with h4 or not didn't really matter to me for my calculation, that I thought e6, rook d4. Okay, c3 is an option, but I'm not sure whether it's good. Like bishop d3, rook d3, knight d3, cd, knight e1, and I get two pieces, but he gets 2 pawns. Of course, king is weak, but okay, I think it's too much counterplay.
c3, what was
Bishop
it?
d3.
Yeah, bishop d3.
Yeah, and rook
Yeah.
d3, but okay. It might be good. No, but here I think cb is completely crushing, because cb, ab, knight b6. Yeah? But
Yeah.
here, this
Uh,
cd.
Do you consider also knight e3?
Yes, knight e3, bishop e6.
Engine, for same reason, love this line, but I thought it's very difficult
Oh,
to value this.
c3, rook d1, knight d1, or what is the idea? Because I didn't see knight d1.
Oh,
if knight
knight
d1 is
d1.
the
This
move.
we also didn't see. Yeah, because I also looked at.
Because I have first checked rook d1, but already here I thought that even if he just gives the piece, I'm not entirely sure, yeah?
Yeah, a lot
like
of
he gets
pawns,
3
yeah.
pawns and has beautiful bishops. No, I was thinking all of what I played was winning, actually. But I mean, this is, in the best case, much better for me. I don't think this can really
Right.
be winning. No, the problem is I thought I go c3 here instead of knight d6.
Now what?
No, I thought instead of knight d6, c3.
Instead of knight d6. Oh, sorry, yeah, c3.
Yeah. Knight c2 and knight e3. This was my plan. But knight e3 and rook d4, there's knight d5, which I missed. Yeah, like I forgot about this.
Where exactly? Now?
No, he takes on e3 and rook d4, and there's knight d5.
Ah,
and
this
after
is what you
c4,
missed,
knight
yeah?
f4. Yeah, this is what I missed when I played rook a d1 instead of dc5. I was counting on this to be winning. And then, yeah, I saw this knight d6 move, but actually, during the game, I thought knight d6 was like a horrible move.
Yeah.
Because the problem was this, that when I first saw knight d6, I thought, okay, bishop c2 is good for me, but there's bishop g6, and that's the problem. And then for some miraculous reason, I forgot about bishop g6, and only started calculating taking on c2 when he's completely lost. And after bishop g6, I'm like just not sure how to win. I was...
Yeah, Engine here was giving some ridiculous line, which I already kind of forgot. I think it was something like rook d2, knight c2, rook c1,
d3?
yeah, d3, rook d3, bishop d3, queen d3, knight b4, queen e4, and you're still okay.
And rook c1...
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just one line, so I just switched on that.
Oh, but yeah, I was already,
gave up.
and that was already, I was getting extremely low on time.
Yeah, of
and I
course.
was starting to panic that, I mean, I knew that my position must have been completely winning, and then what I did was, okay, I'm not proud of it, but at least it was kind of not losing immediately, yeah, because there's a danger of me losing the game as well. It's a very complex position. He has this incredibly powerful bishop, and...
yeah, but this is really a nice sequence. So you're now down 2 pawns, but the pawn on e6
yeah, but
is strong.
I think rook e8 probably is the right move.
Here
and I
instead
wanted
of queen e7, yeah?
Yeah, I wanted rook e8. I wanted to play f4, and okay, no idea what's going on. I also felt that I shouldn't be better anymore. That's for sure. Yeah, probably gf, bishop f4, d5 or something, and
Somewhere.
yeah, queen g6, rook e7.
Black is holding on. Actually, Engine even says black is better, but I don't know. Yeah, this is a strong pawn.
Yeah, but queen e8 is an issue. Yeah, basically I have no threats, and c4, d3 is coming.
Sacrifice the exchange, yeah?
Oh, but why sacrifice? I mean, I have no next move. Yeah, and c4.
Just
you can
c4,
push.
d3.
Yeah, and
I
there's-
see, yeah. All right.
So yeah, after rook e7, rook e8 life would have been more difficult here. I think what we both missed, yes, actually, that I thought also this is very strong. Queen b3, d5, queen d5, rook d8, and I am basically like in huge trouble. No, d5.
Oh,
Because basically for him it's good to get rid of this pawn. Yeah, take rook d8, but I have bishop d6. This is, I think, what... And I actually saw bishop d6 at first, but for some reason I thought that... Because basically after bishop d6 I threatened something like bishop takes e7, rook d5 followed, and then bishop takes c5. Yeah, this is my threat, because then e7 is unstoppable. So I thought from afar, okay, he goes d3 and I'm done, yeah, because then the same thing, he has d2
yeah, yeah.
after bishop d6.
Yeah, yeah.
But d3 I can just take on d3, yeah, which for some reason I missed.
Where exactly is it again?
Bishop d6
Yeah.
and d3, and I can just take on d3.
Same idea, yeah.
Yeah, but for some reason it always felt that I needed this diagonal and so on, you know, from afar sometimes you can miss such things. And I think we both missed this actually. That d5 doesn't really work, and then of course I think he also was realizing that, yeah, queen e7 is a bad move, and of course this is really the wrong position to play with like 5 minutes for 15 moves or something.
Yeah.
Now d3 was bad, but what was he supposed to do?
I don't know, maybe f5?
Okay, but what is, I mean, f5, yeah, we'll just take.
Yeah, and otherwise, if he does nothing, you play f4, right?
Okay, I threatened to take on d6, but...
First you threaten to take, yeah. Okay, if I play something like this.
Yeah, but now f4.
Now 4, yeah.
Now f4, yeah.
4 takes,
take.
yeah.
No,
Even a
but
king
I mean,
can
this is
attack
also
there.
dream position for time trouble with white.
Of
Yeah, like
course.
black has absolutely no moves, and I will just start taking something like rook e4, move the bishop, rook g4, rook h4, threats everywhere. This is the right position to play with being low on time. No, I thought d3 was nice, and I was very close to making a huge mistake, because I had this f4 and I was trying to be smart and playing f4 immediately, but I think f4 there's f5 now. And
Here.
then, yeah, he's threatening to go with bishop d4.
Yep.
And yeah, okay, I think taking on d3 was good, and already here I felt that maybe again I am on the better side of things. Okay, b3, wow.
Okay.
But what else then? I mean, f4 immediately was...
Yeah, but you're in time scramble, so yeah.
No, but it's very complex position.
Yeah, very complex, and you are still doing really great here. So d4, f4, and f5 probably is the final mistake.
But I didn't blunder after that. For sure I did, no?
No, I'm not sure. Here,
No, it felt
f4.
like I for sure made some huge...
And
I mean, I'm not sure about bishop c7, yeah? I just saw that, okay, e7, rook e8, queen c4, king h7, queen f7, queen g6. I don't see an immediate win, and then that's the way to go very wrong, yeah? Like you
Right.
play a few moves and then you have no follow-up, which is very bad. And I thought with bishop c7, it's a safe option. I should be already slightly better.
Collect the pawn, bishop f8, bishop c7, and now the critical moment.
Yeah, I think he just had like a blackout, yeah, for 1 second, which happened.
What do you think he should have continued?
Okay, we were both too low on time for me to figure that out.
Like 1
Actually.
minute for him, 1.5 for you. This is move
Yes.
30 something, 37.
Yeah, it's. I mean, but in general, you would like to have some 10 minutes at least to figure things out.
Right.
I mean, Queen F6 was something I was thinking about, but I thought, of course, I will go Queen C4 and then. Yeah, but the problem is that he's the one who has to make moves.
Yeah, King King
No,
something.
but then only some Queen D5. It's pieces are coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he was losing anyway.
No, it
Yeah.
was just very good that we were both low on time here because I had way easier moves.
Right.
Yeah, for him it's extremely easy to go wrong, and for me it's more difficult at least.
All right. Yeah. So Bishop D8, and the rest was, I suppose, was piece of cake for you. Slowly advancing.
Yeah, I mean I was just trying to make sure not to blunder anything big because of course there should be many ways to win, but
Right.
yes.
All right. Great game, Vincent. Is this gonna give you second thoughts whether to choose E4 as your main consideration from now on?
Who knows? Yeah, but no, at least I'm very happy to be kind of back in the tournament. Yes, so far has been in the games I was more suffering than pressing, and of course this game also it's not exactly the clean type of game that was just winning straight from the start, but I still think it was a nice fighting game, and I'm now kind of back in the tournament, and I'm looking forward to the next rounds and the Blitz tournament.
And maybe your feelings about, this was the previous round, I believe, against Ike Matriasyan, where you had this, no, I think it was round before
Yeah,
that, when you had this
round
very
two.
long defense. I think this was also probably a turning point for you, where you felt like, okay, you're starting badly, and now you have managed to defend this very difficult game. Beautiful defensive idea, this rook b4 at the very end. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that this was kind of an important moment because this gives back some energy. Also, I was playing extremely long games. Yeah, like first two games I had 6 and 6.5 hours or something, both. And then you get some energy back if you manage to defend such a game. And then yesterday was, of course, bad in the sense that the opening went very wrong, and basically I started playing only when I was close to lost already, which wasn't
the
great as
Shankland,
well.
again,
Yeah,
I forgot about. Yeah,
yeah,
of
this
course,
wasn't good. So today I mean, I already felt yesterday, and that I'm feeling quite well about the way that I play. But simply, of course, the choices I made in the opening were absolutely horrible. So I was like, the good decision started when I was close to lost, which then, of course, can never be enough for more than a draw against such players. But today was again not clean. I'm still looking for more precision, but at least I won the game, which is
This is
extremely
the right
important.
direction.
Yes, for
All
sure.
right, thank you, Vincent, for joining us. That was Vincent Keymer, who scored a very impressive victory over Pragananda. We are going to be back in a moment. Let's go to the bird's eye view and see of the classical tournament.